What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Money in the Bank 2024 predictions. Just before we get into the card, quick congratulations to DIY for winning the World Tag Team Championships off of A-Town Down Under. I've mixed and matched them because I think the new tag titles are a sort of a mix between both designs, I'm not sure. In years gone by we probably would have seen that match on the pay-per-view, but obviously with the Triple H era, 5 matches is the norm, which I do appreciate when I'm watching it at like 1 in the morning. But, you know, 6 matches doesn't make a huge amount of difference. But linking to Triple H, I think this is the most unpredictable card of the Triple H era as a whole. I think all 5 matches could go either way, or obviously more than either way, in the Money in the Bank matches. So yeah, we're going to get to the women's Money in the Bank first. If you can just see Naomi in her Funkadactyls attire, because she is the only woman I have from this match. We have, obviously, Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green, Zoe Stark, Lyra Valkyria, and Io Sky in this one. So, I'm just going to eliminate people. Zoe Stark, she's not winning, mainly because I don't think people even wanted her in the match, because Dakota Kai lost out on being in the match because of her. Lyra Valkyria, she's just a bit too fresh on the main roster. I think she's not going to win. Maybe in a couple of years. Io Sky, she won it last year, so I don't see her repeating it. You know, she's sort of just fallen off a little bit since she lost the title to Bayley and hasn't really found anything proper to do since then, I don't think, really. Which takes us to the other half of the match, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and Chelsea Green. They're the 3 that I think have a chance of winning. Naomi could win. Do I see her beating Bayley? Not really. Beating Liv? I mean, maybe she could beat Liv. I think she can challenge for that title, right? But she's already been beaten by Bayley, so I don't really see the point in that. Chelsea Green, I think she is perfect for the Money in the Bank briefcase. She's a perfect sort of character for it. However, I do think they are going to go with Tiffany Stratton. She's probably the big favourite for this match. She's obviously been on a really hot run since she was called up to the main roster. And yeah, everyone talks about her all the time. She obviously had a bit of an incident where she fell off a little bit, but I think they will pull the trigger on her early because we do know she's had stuff about going to Hollywood, so there might be a bit of a ticking clock on Tiffany Stratton, so they might try and get it done quickly for her. But yeah, that's my prediction for the women's match. I'm going to go to the Intercontinental title match. This is a bit of a spoiler for some future Dead Man's Deliveries episodes, but no worries. So yeah, most of these matches I'm just deciding on the spot who I think is going to win because these are really unpredictable. So is this one. Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn defending against new call-up Bron Breakker. Obviously, he's been mega hot since he came up to the roster. Just been on a tear through everyone, which has brought him to the Intercontinental title. Do I see him winning? Anywhere else, I would definitely say Bron Breakker wins this. But it's in Toronto. Sami Zayn's going to be the hometown hero. Obviously, Triple H isn't scared of that. He's had Drew McIntyre lose in Glasgow just recently. But he wasn't the champion. If Drew was the champion, do I think he would have retained? Probably. Sami's the champion here. Does it go that way? Does Gable maybe interfere? I'm not sure. This is really tough. I think it might just be a little bit early for Bron. He's not faced any sort of road bump, which I think Triple H likes. So I'm going to go for Sami Zayn retaining here, mainly because it's in his hometown or his home country. I don't know exactly where he's from. I'm going to go for him retaining, but I think it's not going to be clean. I think Bron losing to Sami clean would be a bit tough. We'll see. I might change my mind on that later in the video. But we're going to just go back to the bloodline quickly. Solo, Tama, and Tonga. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, that is, against Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton. It's obviously a 3-on-3. I see Jacob Fatu interfering and costing them the match. So I'm going to go for a bloodline win. I think this is sort of the easiest to predict out of all of them. Obviously, we've got Roman in the corner, who could level things up, but I think he'll return at SummerSlam. Not Roman, Paul over there, obviously, just attacked. There's Solo with the lay on. So, yeah, I'm going to go for the bloodline there. It seems more simple than the rest of the matches. Jacob Fatu is definitely going to cause some sort of carnage in the match and cost it for the good guys. Could Randy turn on Cody? I mean, Randy Cody at SummerSlam would be fantastic, but I think they are planning on doing Solo versus Cody at SummerSlam instead. But Randy turning on Cody would be great as well. Although at this time in his career, who would boo him? I'm not sure. But we're going to move on to the men's Money in the Bank, which usually main events, but, well, it didn't last year either with the Bloodline Civil War. But yeah, we're getting onto that. As you can see, Andrade's just chilling over on this rope here, like he did last night on SmackDown. Unfortunately, I think that's sort of all he's going to be doing. He's a bit of a filler, just to get him on the card as the Speed Champion. So I'm going to eliminate Andrade from contention pretty much straight away. Now into these 5 guys. Carmelo Hayes, obviously really fresh, brand new sort of debut on the roster again, another call-up. I think it's too early for him. I think he's great. That win against Randy Orton will do wonders for him in his career, but I do think it's too early for him. LA Knight. Oh, that was close. Nah. I don't see LA Knight winning. I hoped he won last year. Obviously, Priest went and won that. But, no, I don't see him winning this year. The story that we all expect is Knight to go on to SummerSlam and beat Logan Paul for the US title. It seems a waste to have the Money in the Bank used on the US title, obviously, since Theory did that, which was just god-awful. No one wants to see that again. Which brings us to, again, the 3 main contenders, I think. Maybe that's wishful thinking. Drew obviously has that CM Punk storyline. He has the whole storyline with, The Miz cashed in on him in his first reign and beat him for the title, and then Priest cashed in on him for his most recent reign, his only reign in front of fans, after like 5 minutes. So he's got that whole history with the Money in the Bank. He's got history with CM Punk. Obviously, Punk could play a part in this match. He has been hospitalized, so Drew's like taking him out of the equation. He did mention AJ though. Will AJ interrupt? That'd be massive. That should get a huge pop, obviously. Deep down, I want that to happen, so I would really like to eliminate Drew from contention. It does make it more difficult to choose because we're hearing that the World Heavyweight title match will be the main event, so that leaves that open to a Money in the Bank cash-in. Gable, what I was hoping was that he, obviously SummerSlam, Gunther has the title match in hand for the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm hoping that Gable wins and cashes in on Gunther after that, finally gets his win over Gunther, and he elevates himself past the Intercontinental Championship that he never managed to win and straight to the world title scene. Is it going to happen? Probably not. Are the Wyatt 6 going to cost him this match? Yeah, probably. So, Gable, I'm also sort of ruling out. Which leaves me with Jay, which I'm conflicted about. Obviously, he's red hot. This is probably his peak, isn't it? He's not really going to get any more over than he is right now. So do they strap the briefcase to him? Yeah, maybe they do. I mean, there's just as good a chance that Drew wins the Money in the Bank and, tries to right the wrongs of being cashed in on twice now and losing his belt. But deep down, I'm hoping for AJ Lee to push the ladder over. And I'm also hoping for Gable to win it more than anything. But yeah, I think it will be Jay. I don't want anyone to cash in during the world title match though, because obviously if Jay wins and cashes in, even if he wins the title, he's going to be champion for a month. He's going to get beat by Gunther, isn't he, realistically? Unless there's some sort of shenanigans during that match, Gunther loses, gets his rematch, and wins at Bash at Berlin, which gives Jay, what, a 2-month title run at best, really? So again, I'll see about that one, which brings us to the probable main event that's been it's been billed as the main event, apparently, by like Wrestler Observer and stuff like that. Priest versus the returning Rollins. This is a tricky one. Obviously, if Priest loses, he's out of the Judgment Day, which opens him up to a feud with Finn Balor. Rollins, do I see Rollins winning this? Again, I don't see the point, because I think whoever comes out of this with the title will get beat by Gunther. Seth beating Gunther, I don't see why they do that. They're trying to build Gunther back up from losing his Intercontinental title. They gave him the King of the Ring. He's basically just killing time until SummerSlam, where he gets his title match and he can take the title into Berlin, or maybe he can lose the title. He can win the title in Berlin if he loses at SummerSlam, which I don't see happening. I don't see Rollins having a month or max 2-month title reign. I think they may as well keep the belt on Priest, or one way they can get Priest out of the Judgment Day and build towards a feud with Finn potentially, but not put the belt on Rollins, obviously, is a cash in. So I didn't want to see a cash in, because I think Jay would only hold the belt for a month, maximum 2 months, as I said. But I think that's what's going to happen. Obviously, Priest held on to the Money in the Bank for what, 9 months, something like that. Before that, who had it before that? It wasn't Theory, right? Was it Theory? It wasn't Theory. I don't know who held it before that. I can't actually remember. But I feel like the men's ones have often been dragged on a lot. There's no women's title match, so we're not going to see a quick women's Money in the Bank cash-in on this show, at least. I think they need to hold it for a little bit longer, because obviously they just throw that thing away. They usually win it, though. I don't think anyone's unsuccessfully cashed in the women's Money in the Bank yet. Io won it at SummerSlam just like the next month after. So I do think it's going to be the men's who has a quick cash-in. I think Jay cashes in. Honestly, I think we might end the night with Jey Uso as the World Heavyweight Champion. Have I changed my mind about Sami? I want Braun to win. I think he will still... I'm really conflicted. But yeah, Bloodline win, Tiffany wins. Jay's gonna do the double, is what I'm going with. I don't really... It's not that deep, is it? I think Jay wins the Money in the Bank. I think Drew's going to lose it due to AJ Lee, hopefully. I mean, it would be cool to see Drew with it, just on a tear. Do I see him beating Priest? No, I'm going to change my mind. Okay, I'm changing my mind. The mind is changed. Drew is going to win the Money in the Bank. He's going to win. He's going to attempt to cash in during the main event, and that is when we're going to have the interference. Punk or AJ is going to interfere. Whether it's successful or not, I don't know. I don't think Priest comes out with the belt, though, anymore. I think either Rollins wins because of all of the shenanigans going on, or Drew successfully wins the title. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going to stick with... No, I'm not. Braun. Braun's going to win. Braun Breaker is your new Intercontinental Champion. Alright. The Toronto fans are going to go crazy. Which leads me to think that we would then need Jey Uso to win the Money in the Bank for a feel-good moment. I really don't know. Everything's fallen over. Everything's fallen over in my head. That's been my predictions. As I said, Bloodline win, Tiffany wins, Braun now wins, Drew wins. The main event, I'm still not really sure. I'm gonna go... I don't think Damian wins, because then he'd still be in the Judgment Day. Or maybe they build for a feud from there, like Finn wanted him out of the Judgment Day and it never happened. No, Seth Rollins is going to win the title. That's what I'm going for. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoy the event tonight. I'm sure I will, because I've got no idea what's going on. I enjoyed it last year. Last year I didn't do a predictions video on this event, but I was there in the building. It was fantastic. Best wrestling show I've ever watched. The pop that Jimmy and Jay got when they beat Solo and Roman was fantastic. I'll probably never see anything like that again, at least until I go to like a WrestleMania or a Royal Rumble in America, because the UK isn't getting one, at least not next year. We could get the Survivor Series in November. After that, we could get a Big Four pay-per-view in 2026, but I don't know how long it will be until we get a Big Four pay-per-view. Hopefully we get one soon. Hopefully I can go to it. Or Mania, Royal Rumble in America in a few years when I've got money. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you know who I've chosen, because I'm not fully sure. But it's going to be fun to watch nonetheless. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed Money in the Bank tonight.